been this has been a passion. You know, I've absolutely loved it. Even though it's a pain in the ass later, but you know,
Yeah.
you know how it is. I'm Jamie Castleberry. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. My Bronco is a 2022 Outer Banks Sasquatch edition. So, with the Lux package. So, I had to have all the bells and whistles, even though it's a pain in the ass later, but you know,
Yeah.
you know how it is. Everybody always asks, why'd you go with Outer Banks? It's a big destination vacation spot for us and the family. So, we go down to the Outer Banks, and when they said that they were going to have an Outer Banks edition, it was you know, I had to have it.
Well, people don't know that, like, that Outer Banks is actually a place.
Yeah, it is actually Blackbeard country. Back in the day, they had a town called Nag's Head, which is still current. They had the pirates would take over the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and the actual sailors would come in and they would see lights on the banks of the shore moving.
Yeah.
And what the pirates would do, they would be set up on the shore and they would tie lanterns to the nag's head. And the nags, the horses, would move along the shore of the Outer Banks, and the people would see it from the distance, and they would bring their ships in because they would see movement and think people were inhabiting the island.
Oh.
And what there was a reef and a sandbar out there. So the pirates knew this, and the ships would come and get stuck and hung up, and the pirates would come and raid everything, Blackbeard included.
Oh my gosh.
And that's how Nag's Head got its name. In 2023. I got my Bronco probably 6 months or so before. And I had some mods done. I had Icon Stage 8 suspension, so the suspension was great. And it did quite a few other things, wheels, tires, cosmetic things.
That's a lot still.
Still, in that shorter period of time. So anyway, went to Townsend, Tennessee, and did that, and met a whole bunch of great people, people that I'm still friends with to this day. And they said, man, you've got so much stuff on your Bronco. And he's like, well, you really need to do something with this. And after that, I won a trophy there, the big Supercell trophy.
Shameless plug.
Right, exactly.
No big deal, just a huge trophy.
That's all. And got home and I was like, wow, I couldn't believe the attention. Allie Dubois, she, I guess, picked my Bronco as one of the top Broncos of Supercell. So anyway, she did an interview with Wild Horses. So Mitch Creel, he comes up and does his whole interview with Allie in front of my Bronco. And that's where my Bronco started getting a lot of coverage. And from that point on, this has been a passion. I've absolutely loved it.
So before you had your Bronco, what vehicle were you riding?
I had a 2014 C63 AMG Edition 507.
That's a mouthful.
So yeah, it was a very rare car. They only produced a couple hundred at the time, and beautiful, beautiful car. Naturally aspirated V8, and of course 507 is the horsepower, which was more than the standard AMG. And didn't really want to get rid of it, but the time came, I was a day one registration holder for the Bronco when it came out. And I'd sat with the car, forever, 2 years, 768 days actually. That's how long I waited for the Bronco to come in.
Some connection.
Yes, and after that 768 days came, it was time to sell the Mercedes. And
yeah, it's always interesting to hear people's cars before the Bronco and kind of what they were riding in.
Sure.
I was in a Mazda 3 sedan.
Gotcha.
I didn't.
You're right.
I had off-road with friends, but I never had my own personal off-road.
Sure.
vehicle. So I definitely understand when people say that they just weren't part of that lifestyle before. I can believe it. Everyone has their story. So
right.
I'm always I always love hearing it because I'm okay, there's the people who are they've always been in the Bronco community, and then there's people like us who are okay, we're new to this, but I've enjoyed every second of it. One thing I wanted to get into was the Destination Bigfoot Bronco. How did it start? Where did the name come from? And what is it growing into?
Yeah, it just came on a whim. It started, at Supercell in 23, and I wanted to put a brand along with the Bronco itself, and I wanted to use, it was a Sasquatch edition, so I was like, let's use Bigfoot.
Of course.
Big tires, big wheels, why not go with Bigfoot?
You have to.
Yep, exactly. And we travel a lot, and we go on lots of destinations with the family, and we wanted to insert the Bronco into that. And Destination Bigfoot is, how it came to be from that.
Tell us about some of the trails that you've been on in your area that are really good trails to go on.
I'd say first time off-roading, good trails in Western Virginia, the western part of Virginia. Flagpole Knob is a good one for novice. Higher up, the further up you go, there's another trail called Bald Mountain, which is a great trail. And then I want to say there is Potts Mountain, I want to say is a Jeep Badge of Honor trail. So nothing too crazy. The major wheeling that I like to do is the western part of North Carolina. And I'll travel, I guess, down that way. It's kind of west of Charlotte. And that is Uwharrie National Forest. And that's where a lot of the North Carolina Bronco Club family goes. And that's their big spot. There's a couple trails. Dickie Bell and Daniel are the two big trails there. Okay. And Daniel is kind of you pick and choose the hard versus the easier.
Oh, I love that.
So everyone always goes up, for the most part, the backside of Daniel. Oh. It takes you straight up to the top and beautiful overlooks. And then there's the front side of Daniel, and that's where Vaughn Gittin Jr. and all them, they take theirs and test all their rigs. And there's a huge gatekeeper at the beginning, and a lot of V-notches and a lot of trail damages, definitely.
Yeah, we found out, we had our own gatekeeper at Big Bear Bronco Bash recently, and it did some work on some vehicles.
Yeah.
Whenever someone mentions a gatekeeper, I'm like, I don't want to do that. My Bronco's gonna get trashed.
Right.
I know it, so I always get nervous doing those. Just a little bit.
And I've never really thought of it, but it's more when they say gatekeeper, it's not just that it starts that way, but it's testing your vehicle's ability to handle the rest of the trails.
Yeah. 100%.
So if you can handle that gatekeeper, then you're good.